Oh boy. Oh shit, son. Hello. Just listening to John Paul Young classic hits. These are all Vanda and Young songs. God, there's some killer tracks on here. Killer tracks. Showing those AC/DC records yesterday got me thinking about the Easy Beats connection, and I never got to see them. Their last tour in '69, just before they broke up, they were playing at the Southern Boys Police Club near where I live, and we got there. We were so keen about seeing them, and unfortunately, Mark Loney came out of the hall as we were coming in, and Mark Loney was one of those, we hated each other on sight. Just one of those things, it was weird. We hated each other's guts. So it was on. It was on. There was one carload of us. I punched him in the face, down he went, and it was on. So we jumped in our car, because there was a whole bunch of them. We took off. We had 3 carloads of them. We ended up down in the docks there away, and we were trapped in the car. We got surrounded, and we were sort of taunting them, going, "Come on!" And one of them jumped out with a fucking rifle. Oh Christ! Anyway, it turned out that we managed to brick one of them with a brick. He ended up going to the hospital. The police came, so I never got to see the Easy Beats. Now you might, Lovers in the Air. You'll probably know this one. This is such a great song, man. #1 hit in South Africa and in the discos of Germany and Australia. Man, Vanda and Young, they could do it all. One of the greatest disco songs of all time. There's some killer tracks on this, killer tracks. I hate the music. There's just so many good tracks. So yeah, and it turned out that my assistant scoutmaster of the scout group I was in, lovely bloke, won't say his name, but his daughter was a real trot. He's such a nice guy, but she was a piece of work. And she told us how she gave the whole Easy Beats band a gangbang. Not very politically correct, but she scared the shit out of us, actually. We were a bit too young for that sort of stuff, and she's like, we go, holy shit. Because we sort of saw the Easy Beats as, like puppets or something on TV, and we just couldn't imagine that sort of thing. I actually saw George Young in George Street in Sydney in the early 80s. He was funny, tiny little fella. He's walking along, I went, fucking hell, it's bloody. I looked down and it's George Young. Jeez, I was happy. John Paul Young, George Young, Malcolm Young, Angus Young, and the girl of my dreams, Denise Whitford Young. And I had my wicked way with that delightful girl. Well, anyway, enough of that. That was almost 50 years ago. Yeah, so the Easy Beats, George Young, Malcolm Young. I forgot to mention it in that video. I fucking love disco. Love it. Yeah, and yeah, I just forgot. I lived in East Balmain, and I was living in this wretched um, rental, and it was actually owned by the fourth most wanted criminal in New South Wales at the time, Harden, somebody Harden, and I was renting through Harden Real Estate, and I had some guy come around and knocked on the door at 4 a.m. in the morning and asked if this Harden guy was there. I reckon he was there to, he's a hitman or something. But yeah, Malcolm Young, the one that died of dementia, lived literally in the next block along, in East Balmain on the waterfront in Sydney. Rough, tough place, Balmain. Not so much when I was there, it was going trendy, but it was rough and tough while I was walking around, I'll tell you now. But I won't go into that. But yeah, Malcolm Young, and it was this magnificent sandstone mansion, and I knew it was his. I just used to walk around. He didn't live there; it was rented out, but it was fantastic. Best view, Harbour Bridge, the lot. Yeah. So, and the place where I lived was haunted, and oh, that's what I forgot to say before I get into that. There was this third story up there, and I saw these stairs leading up to this room. There was just nobody in there. I thought, what is in that room? And eventually, I went up there, and somehow I got it open, and it had a steel, thick steel backing on the back of the door. Inside, there were old-fashioned black telephones everywhere. There were rifle shells on the floor, and old betting slips and racing guides. And it turned out it was an famous illegal gambling place run by Lenny McPherson, Sydney's prime premier. He was a genuine psychopath, um, killer, standover man. He was in business with George Freeman. Now, you might think I'm making all this up, but I am not making it up. George Freeman was his business partner, and George Freeman, and his real name is David George Freeman, so it caused me a bit of trouble. And sometimes it was to my benefit when some people thought I was actually related to him, and it saved my neck once. But um, George Freeman we lived in a place called Gymea Bay, and he actually moved. He was shot in Yowie Bay, and then moved to Gymea Bay, where he shot and killed Flannery, known as what's he called, Mr. Rentakill, Chris Flannery. This prick came up from Melbourne and tried to muscle in on the Sydney gangsters. Big mistake, big fucking mistake. Because George Freeman had him knocked off, and no trace of him was ever found. But the thing is, George Freeman actually lived close by, and we were terrified one day that we'd get hit, just by the name. I actually saw him drive past on a gold Mercedes one day. So it's getting close to 10 minutes now, but Malcolm Young, and I saw the place I lived there was haunted. I had two white witches living downstairs, pommy bastards. We got along pretty good. They picked my energy. They came up, they knew I used to sit up there and just put this heavy energy out on these people that were directly across the road. I just hated them, and they picked up on it, man. Shit, they were on the ball. But anyway, Yeah, there was a ghost there, and I talked that one out. I said, "You don't live here anymore." But that's not the thing. Quick, hurry up! I was walking up past the bowling club in from East Balmain up towards Balmain, up towards Unity Hall pub, which has had the best. I don't like Dixieland Jazz, but they had the best Dixieland Jazz band, and they still play there. Completely different people. It's been going for 60 years. They just, as they die, new ones come in. Just great stuff live. Don't like Dixie, but it was good live. And I was walking up the street, and this guy was walking down towards me, dressed all in black. Like I used to dress all in black in those days too, mostly. And I was walking up there. I'm talking early '90s, and I was walking up the road, and I thought, there's just something. There was no one else around, and he was walking towards me, and he just looked like a cool cat. And as he went past, he's just normal, like he just walked past me. As he went past, I just felt this. I had hair down the ear then, I was like a golf or something, and the hair just went whack. I just went, fuck, what? And I literally, within 2 seconds, I turned, no one there. And I backtracked. I went down, and all these little tenements from the early 1800s, tiny little gates and front yards as big as a postage stamp. There was nowhere he could have gone. Yeah, it was, I don't know if it was a ghost or what, but weird, baby. It was a weird, wonderful times. So I better hurry up and finish on this. All I can say is this has got Lovers in the Air, Yesterday's Hero, but I hate the music. I'll finish up on that and see if I can fit it in, just play a little bit of it. Yeah, that got me going. Just the AC/DC thing set me off on that. Little Sony, my little dear darling. What's going on here? Oh, that's right, I haven't pressed play. So yeah, that's it. Come on, haven't got all day. Track 5, please. Yeah, Denise Whitford Young used to laugh at me because I love this track. Oh, come on, that's not right. What's going on? Do it. Oh, I want to do it. Oh, that's another great track on this. I want to do it with you. I get it with her on the floor, in the reception area. Got knee rash, come on, I just want to play that fucking track. Here we go. I hate the music. Fuck, I love this. Yeah, oh man. Okay, dudes. Catch ya.